Last time on Ace Attorney Investigations. Edgeworth here. Been a while, hasn't it? I was bringing ransom money to Gatewater Park in exchange for the release of one Lance Amano. However, while I was doing so, I was suddenly ambushed and locked up somewhere. Suddenly, help came in the form of...
You may as well call me Jesus, because I am your savior!
This person, Kay Faraday. I investigated the room with my newfound partner while she...
Hashtag
Wait!
you lose weight!
Did stupid things. Who was responsible for my capture? Do they have anything to do with the ransom? Find out on Ace Attorney Investigations. Next! Yes, we spent entirely too much time in here. Kidnappers who held me hostage and a mysterious Interpol agent. This case is only getting started, and I'll be the one to bring it to a resounding end. Look out below!
Yeah, work that pole, Mr. Edgeworth.
Looks like it stopped raining for now.
Yeah, and thank goodness. You have no idea how hard it was raining earlier.
Mr. Edgeworth! I'm so glad to see you managed to escape, sir. I was so stressed I thought my heart was gonna give out.
Detective Gumshoe, may I ask what in the world that is?
Well, that's, Count off!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 98!
Shifu! All 99 members are here and accounted for, sir.
What the heck do you think you're doing, counting my cubs off like that? Every person is a valuable human being, you get me? And everyone is a name that their parents gave to them. No one is a 2 or a 3. Everyone, regardless of age or rank, is number 1. Got it?
You're Agent Lang, I take it.
You infidel! How dare you address our Shifu so rudely!
Lang Zi says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. So don't you ever forget to show the proper respect towards another person. Sheena! This isn't much, but please accept my card.
Oh, thank you. Please accept mine in return.
You all see that just now? That is the proper way for 2 people to show their respect. Keep that in mind and you'll get far in life. Got it?
That's right. Francisca did warn me. Something about an elite Interpol agent from the Republic of Zhangfa. Apparently, this man has the highest successful arrest rate in the organization. Agent Lang, why exactly is an Interpol agent involved with this clearly domestic case?
That's none of your business, Mr. Prosecutor.
How is it not?
I've heard a rumor or two about you. You solved a murder that occurred during your flight home recently, right? Ha! But you sure took a while just to arrest one little flight attendant. How pathetic.
You prick! How dare you say that about Mr. Edgeworth? Are you saying you could have solved it faster, pal?
The comedic relief jumps to the aid of his master. How cliché. Look, what I'm getting at is that if I had been there, no one would have died. I would have solved the entire case, and Agent Hicks would still be with us here today.
Agent Lang knew yesterday's victim, Agent Akbe Hicks?
Hicks was like a brother to me, so now I'm out to take my revenge.
Agent Hicks was investigating a smuggling ring with Francisca in a third person. This must be the man she was talking about. In that case, you should understand how I feel, as the kidnapped is someone I know. So I ask that you please allow me to participate in the investigation.
Not so fast! This isn't your neatly trimmed courtroom of Eden, you know. You're out in the wilderness now, Mr. Prosecutor, and way out of your league. No hard feelings, but why don't you go back to your precious courtroom now, pretty boy?
Pretty boy? Strong words for someone showing off that much chest.
I do, and I don't need the help of a filthy prosecutor. Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today.
Who uses the adjective filthy to describe a prosecutor? And why? Why do I feel such intense loathing emanating from him?
All right, men. Good job on the perimeter around Gatewater Land. Now, just find me the kidnapper and bring the punk to me. Dismissed!
Si, señor! Si, señor!
Now then, Mr. Prosecutor, you just sit tight there and don't cause any trouble. Understand?
Wait! Who are you calling pretty boy, you Tetsuya Nomura knockoff?
Yeah, talk to my ass.
Mr. Edgeworth?
It's been a while since I last met someone so disagreeable. Why of all places did he show up here? And completely out of the blue at that. I suppose I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe to fill me in on that. Great job, Detective.
No problem, sir.
For losing sight of me and the kidnapper and allowing my investigation to be hijacked.
Sir.
I look forward to your next month's salary assessment.
But the case isn't lost yet, sir. I'm gonna show you just how much of a dickman Gumshoe can be. Wait a minute.
Shall I prepare the 21-gun salute now or later?
It's Gumshoe time!
Detective, are you sure it was the precinct you called for backup?
Of course, sir. I think I would know the number of my own precinct like the back of my hand. I'm not that dumb.
Then why did an Interpol agent show up instead with an army of his own agents?
That I have no idea. About 5 minutes after I made the call, that Wolfman showed up out of nowhere, sir.
Agent Lang definitely has an agenda, so the question is, what is he after?
Mr. Edgeworth, I was wondering if I may ask about one thing, sir.
Yes, what is it?
Who is that? That girl over there, I mean.
I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday.
What?
Funny, I don't recall making...
Yeah, pal, I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Me! It's been like that since, 2001.
Sorry, but I just stole your supporting role.
How can you say something so serious with that giant grin on your face, pal? Mr. Edgeworth! We've got a thief on our hands, sir! She stole my comic relief role! I'm taking her in, getting her convicted, making sure she serves out her sentence! Nobody out-supports Gumshoe!
Oh, come on, it'll be fun! Like musical chairs. You'd better stay fast on your feet.
No way! I won't! I won't lose the spotlight to you, kid!
Just give up, Gumshoe. We've adopted one, just like Phoenix. Gumshoe, would you mind telling me a little bit more about this place?
You actually got a copy, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, can you show me the very last page?
The last page? Very well. Let's see here. Interesting. Why is your name listed here under special thanks?
That's it, sir. You found it. Oh, that's because I did the choreography for the Dance Dance Blue Badger song. I'm so proud of myself.
I suspect that no one entrusts him with any real responsibilities at work.
It's like the only thing I've ever done in my life.
Can you tell me a little bit more about these badgers?
Oh, are you participating in the photo rally too, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm only doing it as a part of my duties. Yeah, that's it.
I see. In that case, keep up the good work. So how many have you found so far?
I've been sort of busy with the investigation, so I haven't really found any yet. But
Something tells me finding the badgers isn't really a part of his duties. Why don't you try this on?
I'm sorry, sir. Nothing's coming to mind right now. I must be stupid. Again. As a man, the only thing I can assess to is this. To be a man, I, Dick Gumshoe, will tell no lie.
His heart's in the right place. Now to work on his deduction skills.
Bring me a higher love. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Gate Waterland. Who would have guessed this place would be such a success? But the Gate Water Group and I go way back, you know.
Yes, same here. I handled 2 murder cases that took place at 2 of their hotels. And it was you who headed the investigation in each case.
Oh, I remember that, sir. I was 16 back then, standing in the front of the hotel in the snow.
Clearly, we are not on the same page here. I think that's it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get much more information out of him. What in the name of God is that? That wriggling. I just can't bring myself to call it dancing.
Man, I can't calmly do any stealing at all with that detective around.
I suppose it's not easy when there's this many members of law enforcement in the vicinity.
It's alright. It's not like I'm in a hurry to steal just any old thing.
Which is it? Do you plan to steal something or not? Quite the mystery, this one. Maybe I should talk with her a bit more.
So, what are you gonna do about your investigation into the kidnapping?
Good question. Since Agent Lang holds the authority to investigate this case now, this makes things a bit more complicated.
Oh, come on! You can't let that stop you! I'll even lend you a hand, so let's go!
But you're a self-purported great thief, are you not? I don't believe I can let someone of an unlawful nature participate in an investigation.
You don't like to listen, do you? I'm not just any ordinary great thief. I'm the Yatagarasu! And as I said earlier, the Yatagarasu is after one and only one thing.
What is this one and only one thing you're after?
The Yatagarasu is only interested in one thing, and that is the truth.
I see. It was 7 years ago. There was a vigilante who threw the business world into a panic. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appeared and vanished at will. Though we still don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu like to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. Once a target was chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement was sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation was infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found was sent out to the mass media, along with a card with the mark of a 3-legged raven. Looking back, I suppose you could call what the Yatagarasu was stealing the truth. Could this child really be the successor to the original Yatagarasu? But that can't be, can it?
Lance! Lance! Where are you, son?
Mr. Amano?
Oh, Miles, my boy. I'm sorry to involve you in such an affair just after you've returned.
For you, Mr. Amano, I gladly offer my assistance. After all, I have you to thank for how well things turned out during my time abroad. If it wasn't for you, I might not have been introduced to that law office, and had the chance to study the inner workings of another country's judicial system.
No, no, no. Think nothing of it. As you know, Manfred and I go way back. I consider a beloved disciple of his to be like one of my own blood. If you ever want to go overseas again, you need only to ask. I can use my company's vast network to send you anywhere at any time.
So who's the old man?
He is the father of the currently kidnapped Lance Amano, Ernest Amano.
Now then, have you found Lance yet, Miles? Please, I miss my poor boy dearly.
I'm terribly sorry, but your son's whereabouts remain unknown, Mr. Amano.
Whoa, hold on there! And what happened to all that money?
I believe the 1 million has been stolen, and that the culprits are now on the run.
What?
Poor old man. Don't you have anything you could give him to cheer him up, Mr. Edgeworth?
Forgive me, Mr. Amano.
How is it even possible to have earlobes of that magnitude?
I was wondering if you could please tell me the details of the kidnapping one more time?
Oh, it was yesterday. A call came to the house. From the receiver came the sound of my son. Help me, Daddy!
I know this is tough, but please stay with me here, Mr. Amano.
Oh, you don't understand. He hasn't called me Daddy in ages. It was incredibly moving. I wish I had recorded him saying that.
He definitely should have recorded that conversation. But not for the foolish sentimentalities of an old man. Refresh my memory. What kind of person is Lance again?
How will telling you about Lance help you get him back?
Surprisingly, a lot can be deduced from a person's relationships and behavior.
Very well then. Lance is my one and only son, and he turned 21 this year. He is very much like me when I was his age, kind and very attractive. I'm sure women simply can't keep their hands off of him.
Is there anything else about him you noticed of late?
Now that you mention it, I haven't been able to get in contact with our butler, Oliver.
Your butler?
Yes, his name is Oliver Deacon. He's been with our family for years now. He gets along so well with Lance, so I thought maybe he would know where my son is.
Mr. Amano, could you please tell me a little more about your butler, Mr. Deacon?
As a butler, he's outstanding. He even serves as Lance's personal private tutor. He took a brief leave recently, but even after it was over, I haven't been able to reach him.
So you still haven't spoken with him since his leave? What about his family and friends?
They said they hadn't seen him. I've tried everything I could think of, Miles. Do you think this could have something to do with Lance's kidnapping?
It's possible, but I can't say anything for sure quite yet. So even the person closest to the victim has gone missing. Oliver Deacon. Sounds like one name I had better keep in my mind.
Bring me a higher love.
Detective Gumshoe!
Yes, sir!
Let's begin our investigation. Even if that Interpol agent holds the authority to head this investigation, we can't allow ourselves to stand idly by twiddling our thumbs.
I'm with you 100%, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I, Dick Gumshoe, pledge to stick by your side through thick and thin.
Mr. Amano, it was my fault that the culprits escaped. Which is why, with your blessing, I vow to return Lance to you myself.
Oh, I've never seen you so passionate before, Miles. Good luck to you, my boy.
All right! Well, what are you waiting for? Let's do some investigating.
If you think I'm losing to you, pal, forget it.
Bring it on, Tubby.
Children, behave, or I'm turning this investigation around.
So what do you think we should examine first?
Thanks to Agent Lang, we can't leave this area. But the culprits were here until only very recently. Which means we may be able to find some clues that will tell us how they escaped.
Okay, let's get looking.
Hey, you there!
Who, me?
What the hell do you think you're doing, goofing off in a place like this?
Hey, I wasn't goofing off. I was about to help Mr. Edgeworth kick off this investigation.
You imbecile! Haven't you been paying attention? All precinct detectives are now under Agent Lang's direct command.
No way! I am not working for Teen Wolf over there! Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do something?
I'm not exactly in a position to argue, seeing as how you are a member of the police.
Glad we came to an agreement. Let's go!
Aw, but I don't want to go! Don't make me go, Mr.
Or have I
Come
got
on,
just the
don't
job
take
for
me.
someone of your talents?
Well, that was exciting.
Kay,
What? Can't you tell I'm all ready to get down to some detective work?
you should go home. Your parents must be worried about you.
Oh, come on! I finally get to be your assistant and you try to ditch me?
I don't recall offering you the position.
Why do you have to be so difficult? Besides, it's already too late, you know. Like I said, I've already stolen the position of assistant a while back.
You're the only one asserting that.
Well, by the time anyone notices, it's already gone. That's the Yatagarasu way.
You shouldn't speak so lightly of things you know nothing about.
Fine, whatever, you win. Go ahead and do your little investigation. But the talented assistant Kay is going to tag along no matter what you say.
Even if she turns out to be useless, she's not going to listen to me. I might as well surrender and let her come along for the ride. Come along, Kay, let's go talk to the abomination against nature.
Hey, it's the Blue Badger! Badger, get!
I really don't understand why she is so excited over this badger hunt. Speaking of badgers, there's a person inside of there. Mr. Badger, I wonder if you might share with me what you saw. Please stop doing that. He's doing that contorted, wriggling dance again.
Aha! Yoink!
Ah! You've uncovered my undercover identity, sir! I was to remain under that head, sir!
Aren't you Officer Meekins?
Sir! Mike Meekins reporting for duty, sir!
This man was a witness in one of the cases I headed 2 years ago. About the only thing I remember about this officer is that he often spoke and acted before he thought, which gave me a great deal of headaches.
Is he a friend of yours, Mr. Edgeworth?
I've met him in the courtroom once before. Why was he so upset when we unmasked him? Does he have something to hide? Officer Meekins, why are you standing here wasting time?
Sir! Because I'm not a police officer right now, sir! I'm the Blue Badger! And I'm creating memories and dreams for the kids! That's never a waste of time, sir! I have a dream to become as big as Detective Gumshoe, sir! I was patrolling the scorchingly boring beat until a little while ago, when the dispatch radio on my shoulder crackled that the kidnappers had escaped, sir! I thought maybe this was my shot at making detective, sir! I rushed on over to join in, but when I got here, there was a sea of people already. And I couldn't spread my trademark friendliness and joy onto anyone.
It would seem that some people never change. So why exactly are you in that ridiculous outfit?
Sir! That's because, sir, I'm here to keep the visitors in good spirits, sir! But it's also to hide the fact that I'm an officer on the trail of the kidnappers, sir!
I see. Agent Lang is very wise to employ this sort of diversionary tactics.
To be handed the role of the Blue Badger out of all the different disguises, sir! It's such an honor!
How long have you been standing here, officer?
Sir! For about 1 little hour, sir!
That's around the time I woke up from being knocked unconscious.
And I've been here ever since, sir!
If that's true, then it's possible Officer Meekins saw the kidnappers escaping.
But however, sir! I must tell you, I didn't see a thing, sir!
I haven't asked you anything yet, officer.
No! but I know you will, sir.
He's hiding something from me. Officer Meekins, I insist that you tell me more about your recent movements.
Sir, I've been playing the Blue Badger this whole time, sir, and getting into it too, sir. I patrolled the park all while wearing this costume. And about 1 hour ago, I came over here, sir. I haven't seen any suspicious-looking people this whole time, sir. But I did see a badger, sir. A lone blue badger.
What you said just now is contradictory to the facts.
How so, Mr. Edgeworth?
This is what Officer Meekins' testimony contradicts. There can't have possibly been another blue badger because... Take that! Officer Meekins, let's back things up. I'd like to ask you about your last statement.
Sir! Of course, sir! If that's your wish, Mr. Prosecutor! This little patrolman will wait as long as I am commanded to wait!
You said that you saw a blue badger, correct? And yet, if you take a look at this, what you saw was not supposed to happen. This park is supposed to have only one of each badger in it at any given time. Which means that as long as you were the blue badger, Officer Meekins, you should not have seen another blue badger wandering the premises.
What? Sir!
Then that would mean that there are 2 blue badgers walking around. But why?
I wonder if I can jog his memory with anything else.
Sir! I'm undercover as the Blue Badger now, sir! I must pretend to not know anything about anything, sir!
I mustn't respond to that. It would be like shooting fish in a barrel. I think we can safely say that this well of information has run dry. I suppose we'll have to do the rest of the legwork, Kay. Horses are painted on this garage door to complete the Wild West theme.
They look so lifelike, don't you think?
Are you thinking of wrangling, or rather stealing them?
If you can coax them out of there, sure! Come on, I know you can sweet-talk them out.
I could be holding a cube of sugar in my hand and they wouldn't budge, Kay. And what exactly would you do with stolen horses anyway? He doesn't seem to have any new information.
Hey! There's a bunch of footprints in the mud over here.
I remember hearing rainfall out here while I was being held in there.
Yep, it was just a passing rain. That's why the ground is already pretty much dried up.
I should be thankful. It left us with some nice footprint samples.
You know what? I bet if we followed them, we can find out where the kidnappers went. Plus, we'd be able to spot them because of their muddy shoes.
I don't think it'll be that easy.
Why not?
Look carefully. There are quite a few different sets here. And we don't know which ones belong to the kidnappers.
Oh, that's true. We don't know what kind of shoes they were wearing.
Now, Kay, I do believe it is time to hop back on board the logic train.
The costumes and the second badger.
No, we don't exactly have any way of proving that yet. On the other hand...
The costumes and the second badger.
No, that's not specific enough. Aha! I think this time I have it! And... Eureka! A second blue badger that shouldn't exist. Clearly, the true identity of the person underneath is...
Oh, I know! It's one of the kidnappers, right? The person wore a costume to get away!
Precisely. After all, the costumes that went missing from the storage area are...
A blue badger, a proto-badger, and a bad badger.
Yes, those 3.
So, there are 3 phony badgers running around in the park somewhere, huh?
And now I think we have the perfect method of tracking exactly whose shoes came through this mud. But just in case, let's save the game first. And... now that we know that the kidnappers were wearing badger costumes, Those footprints from earlier take on a new and very significant meaning.
Oh, you mean now we know which tracks belong to the kidnappers, right?
Yes. More than shoe prints, we need to follow the paw prints of badgers.
Okay, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to use those footprints and go badger hunting.
But before we do that, let's make sure we found every single clue this area has to offer. It's a set of tire tracks originating from the garage.
Aha! So that means a car left from the garage at some time, right?
Correct. But for the car to leave these tracks, it would mean that it left during the passing rain. That's the only explanation as to why these tracks are made of mud. 3 treads. I think we gotta also safely assume it's a special type of car.
Objection! Objection! Hold it! Hold it! Eureka! Take that! Take that! Next time!
Let's open this shutter and see what we find.
Maybe we'll find the kidnappers hiding inside.
What in the...
I've got him! I've got one of the culprits!
No! I'm not a kidnapper, sir!
Do you even have a good reason to suspect Officer Meekins?
What's this philosophy of detainment?
Do you really believe something as ancient as that can be applied to today's world?
You want to put it to a test?
Let's start project.